Hi LEGO fans, we have a mint in box retired set for you today. We are going to unbox, speed build and review set number 70816, Benny's Spaceship from the LEGO movie. This 940 piece set was released in 2014 and had a retail price of $99.99. I really wanted to buy this set at the time, but just couldn't bring myself to part with the money. So I recently found this again on eBay, mint in box at a great price, and I managed to get this for myself at $92 delivered. I grew up playing with classic space LEGO back in the early 1980s, and I still have a lot of those sets today. So for me to have a set from the LEGO movie with so many retro elements in here is super exciting. I can't wait to get this thing open. Whilst Benny might not be an exclusive to this set, we do get 4 other characters. We're getting a Robo Emmet, a Space Wyldstyle, a Robo Pilot, and the awesome Astro Kitty. So let's flip this box over and see what we get inside. This looks very cool. Not only are we getting a substantial main spaceship build, we also get 2 of these mini spaceships that detach from the wings. Then we get this Robo Police interceptor and minifigure who are chasing the gang through the galaxy. When it comes to interactive elements, we have all kinds of upgrades over classic space LEGO. We have stud shooters, we have flick missiles, we have spring-loaded laser cannons, and all kinds of good stuff. We even have a pair of mini robots in the spaceship's hold to assist the crew. So, as much as I hate to do this to a retired mint in box set, let's cut this open and see what we get inside. Cool, so let's see what we got. There's the instruction manual and oh, that's interesting. So we do have a sticker sheet, but we have quite a lot of classic space LEGO stickers, but hopefully we'll get some printed parts as well. Then we've got we have 7 bags of LEGO. Awesome. Can't wait to get this built, and you don't have to, because we are going to do a 90-second speed build. And here's the completed build. This took 98 minutes to put together, and I'm really pleased with the end result. Even with a relatively low part count of 940, LEGO have put together a substantial spaceship build with loads of details and some great minifigures. There are loads of awesome features on this set, so let's dive in, have a look at those in some more detail, starting with the minifigure Benny. And here he is. So Benny is designed to look like a classic 1980s spaceman, and he comes with a lot of features here which are designed to make him look like he has battle scars. So for example, the classic space logo on his chest here looks as if it's been worn away over the years, and if we take a close look at that helmet, it looks like it's broken, but in reality it's just a very thick helmet with a bit of a ridge on it. Now if we take off this helmet and turn his head around, that's when things really start to come together, and you see the classic one and only expression that we used to see on minifigures back in the day. So let's compare Benny to some genuine 1980s LEGO spacemen. Cool, so you can see Benny on the right with 5 genuine LEGO 1980s spacemen, and these are my personal spacemen. These are the guys I played with as a kid, and these have all of the battle scars that LEGO are trying to recreate with the Benny minifigure. So what's the deal with the helmet? So while Benny's blue helmet looks very similar to the classic 80s white helmet, if we turn them on their side, you're going to see that the blue helmet is very much thicker. And in fact, these first generation LEGO space guys were absolutely renowned for having broken helmets because this part here was so thin. You might not pick this up on the camera, but there is a defect on the chin strap there. But thankfully this one isn't broken, unlike this other guy here where the chin strap has come completely away from the helmet. LEGO actually redesigned these in later generations of the LEGO space characters. But LEGO's really pointing fun at themselves here with this build, and they are showing the crack in the helmet, which is well known to people who used to play with these classic 80s figures. Another well-known feature of the classic LEGO spacemen was the logo on the front of the chest, and LEGO have done a great job of recreating the wear that happens to these minifigures over the years, or in not so many years as I remember. Both of the guys on the left here have genuine worn logos, and that's purely just from me playing with these things. They got a lot of playtime, but they just didn't hold up in the way that printed minifigures do today. There's one other feature that used to happen to the classic space guys, which LEGO didn't incorporate into the Benny character, and I can understand why. So if you take a look at the legs here and where they meet the studs that they're standing on, you can see that the plastic has cracked and that the legs splay out slightly. These things still work, they're still beautiful, but the plastic was definitely not up to the quality that it is today. So that's Benny, and I've got to say kudos to LEGO for allowing those design flaws to be built into the character. This is Robo Pilot from Lord Business's Robo Police, and he comes with this awesome gun. At first I thought this was 2 pieces looking at the clip on top here, but this is one moulded gun part, and I don't think I've seen one of these before. I doubt it's an exclusive to this set, but if you know where I can find one of these in other sets, please comment down below. Turning our attention to the printing, we have this guy wearing a suit, and then he has this kind of protective jacket on over the top. I don't know whether this is some kind of harness or whether it's some kind of ballistic vest, but it does have the Octan logo in the middle of his chest here. Let's just take this helmet off. That has an awesome red visor on there, and if we turn our attention to the printing on the face, that's really impressive. He's kind of almost got this mask on here. Turning him around, there's no printing on the back of his head, but that is a very nicely printed minifigure. Let's see how well he sits inside the Robo Interceptor. He sits perfectly in there, and we can even push down the canopy, and that clips nicely into place, giving him plenty of room to sit inside the Robo Interceptor. Unfortunately, there is no room for his gun. I was hoping there might be a clip or something inside the ship so we could keep the minifigure and his accessory together, but even so, it's a good fit. From the side you can see all of the weaponry and the booster rockets on the ship, and LEGO seem to have resisted the temptation to put any stud firing guns on this, although it looks like a lot of these things might fire projectiles. There are no toys on here to fire these things out, but I still think it is a nice build. We've got a nice simple base on there. We have these great thrusters at the back with the red transparent discs, and all in all I think this is a great little build. Really nice that we've got this canopy and we can get the minifigure in and out nicely, and that will really help to add to the play value. So that is our Robo Interceptor. Let's take a close-up look at the controls inside. I removed the canopy so we could see clearly inside, and there's not a lot going on here. We do have a nice printed piece for the controls of the Robo Interceptor, but apart from that there's no seat. We just sit the minifigure inside, and that does the job nicely. LEGO have knocked it out of the park with this build. It's big, it's got loads of awesome details, it's well built, and best of all, like the double-decker couch, there's somewhere for everybody to sit. Yes, there's a seat for every minifigure on this ship except for Robo Pilot, of course. The inside of the cockpit is nicely detailed, including flight controls, but the thing that really impressed me was the way LEGO had put together the seats. Usually with seats inside LEGO vehicles, you would need to remove the accessories from the back of the minifigure. And as you can see here, we have Benny's backpack and Emmet's piece of resistance still attached to the characters inside the vehicle. And the same goes for Wyldstyle's hood. LEGO have actually built out the back of the seats so you can get the minifigures in there without having to take them to pieces. Behind the gang and outside of the canopy, there's this area here in which we can seat Space Kitty. And we also have this little clamp here which goes down to stop Space Kitty floating away. I was a little worried about Space Kitty being able to breathe out there, but clearly she's dressed in a space outfit here, which presumably regulates her breathing. And besides, they're all made out of LEGO anyway, they can't breathe oxygen. It looks like Space Kitty's in charge of weaponry in this segment of the spacecraft, because she has these two awesome spring-loaded missiles, which I'll demonstrate for you now. Behind Unikitty we have this retro satellite dish which lifts up to reveal a pair of robots inside the hold. These are very simple builds and I think the aerial is meant to stick straight up in the air, but I prefer to angle it forward and I just think it gives the robot a little bit more fun, a little bit more character. The main thrusters at the back of the ship are made up of wheel rims and other parts, and there's a really cool interactive element here. So if I grab these two and push in the third thruster, it actually makes the wings extend outwards, revealing a pair of cannons on the side. If my memory serves me well, these missiles are quite powerful and it's probably not a good idea to fire them towards the camera, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is the mechanism for the projectile and it's basically a long cylinder with a spring in it and then this piece here which goes inside. So we push this in and then we pull this piece back and it shoots out propelled by a spring. Now usually LEGO's quality control is really good, but the other one of these for the other side actually is faulty, which is very unusual for a LEGO component. This thing is just getting stuck. So what I had to do was go and find another one and it killed me, but I had to go and tear apart a piece of the beloved Death Star just to demonstrate these guns. So I will be reaching out to LEGO customer service to get a replacement one of these. When we're done playing with the missiles, we can simply pull out this booster rocket again and the wings slide back in and this flap comes down here hiding the missile launcher. And another feature I just wanted to point out while I'm in here is this awesome printed piece with the classic Space LEGO logo. At the front of the ship we get a third type of projectile launcher and that comes in the form of these flick missiles, which aren't very impressive, but oh, that one was better. Yeah, that one just failed miserably. So those are very cool, just not very good. At the end of each wing we have these mini spaceship builds, and when we want to play with these simply detach from the ends of the wing, like so. These are great little builds, each with room inside for one minifigure. Let's take a look at this one with Wyldstyle in a little bit more detail. And we have these folding wings here, which can fold down once it detaches from the main spaceship. We've got a little printed control panel in there and this very cool yellow transparent piece at the front with a stickered piece so that Wyldstyle can use the weaponry on the ship to shoot down her enemies. Now these are not firing parts here, so it's a relatively simple build, but it's cool nonetheless. And at the back there we have the booster rocket and the transparent red piece there to obviously represent fire coming out. And that is our little mini spaceship build. This is Wyldstyle and she is wearing a jumpsuit with the classic space LEGO blue coloration and an exclusive print to this set. As you can see here, we've got some beautiful printed detail on the front with that metallic printing and the classic space logo, which goes all the way down the torso and onto the pants. Now if we turn around, you can also see we've got some printing on the back, which continues the detail. She has this great piece around her neck, which gives her a hoodie, and also this kind of front piece here for the neck of her outfit. And she has this beautiful hairpiece, which is common to all Wyldstyle characters, with the rebellious turquoise and purple streaks in the hair. She's got a very beautiful but determined expression on her face, and if we take off her hairpiece and turn her around, you can see she's got a slightly more mean business expression on the back. And that is our absolutely beautiful and totally exclusive Wyldstyle. This is Robo Emmet. He is a beautifully printed minifigure and another exclusive minifig to this set. If I angle him slightly towards the light, you can see that he is printed in metallic printing, and that is to represent the aluminum foil which Emmet covered himself in to pretend to be one of Lord Business's evil robots so that the gang could escape. And if I take his hat off here, you can see that his head is almost completely covered in metallic printing, which is scraps of aluminum foil. We also get this very nice construction cap with Emmet's hair moulded into the mould. So let's put that back on. If we turn him over, you can see that the metallic printing continues onto the back, and we get this exclusive metallic piece of resistance. The piece of resistance is of course the lid to the dreaded Craggle, which is every LEGO character's fear. No LEGO character wants to get craggled, which is why Lord Business fears the lid to the Craggle, aka the piece of resistance. And that is our beautiful metallically printed Robo Emmet. So that was set number 70816, Benny's Spaceship, Spaceship from the LEGO movie. I wish I'd have gone out and bought this in 2014, but if I had, I wouldn't be able to share this with you today. I do hope you enjoyed this unboxing, speed build and review video. If you did, please hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome LEGO content. We're putting out new content twice a week, and we've got loads of videos on the site already, so if you've not already done so, go and check it out right now. Thanks for joining us today, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next build video.